Thank you for having me today to represent the goal I share with my boss, President Trump, to responsibly eliminate federal bureaucracy, cut waste, and give education back to states, parents, and educators. With your partnership, the fiscal year 26 budget will take a significant step toward that goal. We seek to shrink federal bureaucracy, save taxpayer money, and empower states who best know their local needs to manage their education in this country. We have reviewed our programs and identified spending that does not fulfill the mandate of trust the American people have placed in President Trump. We have cut old contracts that were enriching private parties at taxpayer expense, suspended grants for illegal DEI programs, and now are putting forward a responsible budget request that reduces the department funding by more than 15%. At the same time, we're working to make American education great again. In our conversation with governors, teachers, and parents across the country, we hear calls for accountability and more local control. That's our goal, to give parents access to the quality education their kids deserve, to fix the broken higher education industry that has misled students into degrees that don't pay off, and to create safe learning environments. We're holding institutions to account when they facilitate discriminatory or hostile environments on campus. A level playing field with limitless opportunity, I think, is a vision that we all can share. Our budget reflects this vision. Its cuts reflect the bureaucracy that is getting out of the way, and its continuations and increases represent smart spending that will help improve student achievement, not serve bureaucratic interests. Our goal is clear: make education better, fairer, and more accountable by ending federal overreach and empowering families, schools, and states who best know the needs of their students. I'm eager to partner with you to make this vision of the future a reality and ensure that every child is part of it. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions. Well, I think one of the things that we really need to look at under H.R. 1 is I don't think it's out of the question that we should expect our colleges and universities to have a little skin in the game relative to the loans that are made. When these colleges and universities set their fees of attendance, et cetera, and loans are gotten relative to that, those students who are applying for those loans are expecting to get a return on that investment, and those parents who are backing that. Now, if the degrees that these students get, or if they drop out of school, or if the performance isn't as expected, then these loans remain unpaid and they become the burden of all of taxpayers. It's not that the loans are forgiven or they go away, they're just shouldered by others. And I believe that if colleges and universities have a little skin in the game and they have to repay part of that loan, they'll take a look at what their costs are as looking at education across the board. I think we also ought to look at our simplification of the student loan and repayment program system to discourage institutions from raising tuition costs just because they know the federal government will make the loan. That's I think a little bit as to what I said in the first part of having some skin in the game. And then we need some bold reforms like Workforce Pell that will allow students to access Pell Grants to pursue high-quality, short-term training. As you mentioned, I think in your opening remarks, Mr. Chairman, we talked about our workforce shortage. We have 8 million openings, and we are not training our skilled workforce to fulfill these openings. And a little earlier, I do think that colleges and universities should have some skin in the game for programs that they are offering that can't possibly be repaid. But one of the things I think it is really important, if I may, is to say that I believe that there should be more education for parents and students in advance of borrowing. One of the things that we are undertaking, it's not in place yet, but we are looking at it, is in the FAFSA application of having information that says, if you were borrowing this much money and you want to attend X university, this is the amount of money that you could earn with having this degree. So take a look at universities across the country and what the mean amount is to take that course. Is this the university you want to go to, or would you go to another one? Because now you can see exactly what kind of jeopardy, if you will, or what kind of debt you're going to owe and be able to repay. And I think that's really important. And so I'm very pleased to see that the president is also supporting school choice. The president wants to make sure that the best education is that's closest to the child, whether that's homeschooling, charter schools, public schools, private schools, religious schools. He wants to make every opportunity available to all the children in the country. So I am pleased that we did increase the budget request for charter schools.